Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 1000 Gurus. Please welcome my guest, Vanessa.
Hey, what's up?
Oh,
What's up,
yeah.
JR? How
Thanks.
are
I'm
you?
good. How are you?
I'm really, really good. Really nervous right
Yeah, no, you'll be great. I have this inside joke where it's like it seems like most of my guests are either Filipino,
now.
female content creators, or gay
Really?
dudes, and so you probably fit a couple of those.
Perfect. I fit so many categories
Exactly.
right there.
So yeah, I think you're in good company.
Okay, good.
But yeah, so yeah, you and Hazi came up the same time. So this episode, these are separate weeks, but same day. We're obviously recording. So you guys came
Back
out
to
from
back.
SD. And then like we talked about, the traffic was crazy.
Yes.
But happy to
Too
be
much.
here and happy to
No, I'm so
it out.
excited. I'm like channeling my Billie Eilish
Yes,
interviewing.
do
Have
it.
you seen that? My boyfriend was just telling me about
Which
it.
is
Like
like a specific
every
video.
single year she'll do an interview to
Mhm.
update her life. And
Oh.
I'm like, I'm her right now.
You are. Why not? That's cool. All right, so let me go into how I know you. So the guests already have your bio and like your links and everything. So obviously I know you through Hazi. We actually just met on his first episode recording.
We did.
And like I was telling you off screen or off camera that I randomly came across one of your videos, which we will show. And then afterwards, I saw the video. It was funny. And then afterwards, I interviewed Hazi. And then I was looking at your Instagram, and I was like, "Wait, I feel like I've seen her before." And I was like, "Oh, I definitely
I
seen her
was in your
before."
workplace.
You were in my workplace, exactly. And so I thought it was hilarious. And I love the content that you put out. It's super funny. And like, I don't know, well, maybe we'll approach this, but like persona and like what you put out there. Cause sometimes it's like, okay, this is exactly who I am, but sometimes it's a character, right? And so like, people do it different ways. So I'm curious to see what it's like. But let's show this video. Solomon, if you don't mind throwing it up.
I'm so
This is the one I'm
excited.
Vomited on the side of the road after my yoga class.
Who hurt this woman?
My yoga instructor did.
It was a bit early for me,
The
but
look of trauma.
I just vomited and it wasn't pink, so
I like the little teardrop.
I don't
Like-
really know how this
Real.
day's gonna
I
go.
was going through it.
Not looking too good.
Okay, so this is a real class, right?
It was.
Yeah. So how, like, what is it exactly?
It was a yoga sculpt class. It was so I don't know if you've heard of hot Pilates.
Okay, yeah.
Have you ever taken a Pilates class?
I know what it
before?
looks like, but I have not taken one.
Well, it's very intense, small movements to sculpt your body, basically. Except you're in 90-degree heat,
Oh my god.
and also that night I didn't sleep at all.
The night before.
Yes,
Oh my God.
because my boyfriend was on a trip that I wasn't invited to.
That will keep all of us up. Hazi.
And I couldn't sleep. So I decided to make myself feel more zen and take a yoga class, and it just drained my whole body out. I was very dehydrated. I went home and I took like a 3-hour nap. It was good.
That sounds like a heat stroke combined with the dehydration, the lack
No
of sleep,
No.
and then the intense workout, the heat.
Yes, I'm surprised I didn't die. Honestly.
Yeah, well, maybe you're stronger now after that.
Oh, definitely.
That's crazy. Okay. Anything else that you're up to, or like I know you're doing content creation, all that stuff. What else are you up to?
So this is really funny. I was just talking to Hazi about the timing of this podcast because currently I'm on a break. Like I haven't posted in a week, which is really long in the influencer world because the best thing you can do is post every single day, especially on TikTok or like short form content. Like you need to be on it. And I've just been really burnt out. I really need a break. And even though like my content like that, it's very like in the moment and it comes naturally, but lately it's not really coming so natural.
Is this like
So-
like an artist block sort of, or is it
think
more just like
so.
the pressure of having to keep going?
It's both actually.
Wow.
That's exactly what I'm going through right now. I'm trying to figure out like the big question, like, is this something I really, really want to do, especially actually doing it? Because I'm realizing how much work is being put into it. And on top of the amount of work, it's also the consistency of it. I think that's really where I struggle. It's so hard.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, like there are times when I only post like every other day or every 2 days, and I feel like I'll perform pretty well because I have a fan base, but I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, definitely. It's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it. I mean, like we were talking about off camera, it's like I had a similar experience like with my girlfriend and I. She was on the show too. So we're talking about that. And I think the reason why I don't like do that sort of content anymore is because it burned me out. As much it was fun to do with my girlfriend and like see the engagement and make people laugh and enjoy it. But it was like I knew fundamentally that this isn't what makes me happy. And so therefore I don't have longevity in it. So it was a lot of
Yeah.
fun for a year and a half. But now I'm like, okay, let me just do things I know is sustainable because I
Yeah.
like truly enjoyed doing it.
Yeah, I respect that a lot.
Yeah. So
I know I do enjoy it though.
Yes.
I know I do.
you just got to figure out the way to make it work so that it's
Exactly.
you don't hit
That
the wall.
what you said, that it's sustainable. Exactly. So that's why I want to break into more long form content, like hopefully YouTube. That's
Yeah,
the dream.
yeah, YouTube's always fun.
But editing is not my thing.
Same. That's the other thing. I'm like, I hate editing and this all the tedious stuff. Yeah, it's such a hassle, especially if it's like editing is my passion. If it's
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
good luck.
Yeah. No, so I have a YouTube channel right now, and a couple of my videos have been doing really well, especially the ones that I edit myself because I
Long
do.
form or short form?
They're long form.
Okay.
And I do have an editor, which is my sister, by the way.
There you go.
But I get comments where they can tell when it's not me editing it,
Interesting.
and they don't not like my sister's editing, but they can tell, and
It's a different
they
style.
want exactly, and it's not too far off, and so that's the thing. Also, I want to keep my content authentic, but it's hard.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really hard.
Definitely. You'll figure it out. I know it's one of those things like every journey is always kind of like figuring out, you get to a certain point and then you kind of just, figure out what works best.
Yeah, you need to teach me.
If I had it figured
or you need
out.
to come here.
No, we'll talk about it. Anyways, let's go into the first topic. Origin story may influences life trajectory. So as with all my first time guests, pretty much just to, for lack of a better word, humanize you, right? Where did you grow up? What was your like career and life aspirations when you were younger? I guess we'll start with that.
Oh, I love that. Well, so I grew up in San Diego and then also San Francisco. I kind of split my childhood time between there. But from a young age, I always knew that I wanted to be famous. I don't know. That was like always my thing. Like I'm Filipino, so I wanted to be a singer. You know that.
Same story, yeah, of course.
But I know I can like sing, but I don't know. I didn't really pursue that. But I knew I wanted to be famous somehow. And luckily, influencing came to be during our generation. So that just seemed like my ticket to fame. And I'd say I was, I think I was like 2023. And I was with two of my girlfriends in Olive Garden parking lot. And we went to go eat the $10 pastas. And we were just talking about our life goals and things we wanted to do. And then that conversation is when I decided that I would start influencing. Because with those girlfriends specifically, we always talked about what we wanted to do. Always talked about it, but never did anything. And that conversation really pushed me to be like, okay, I'll just do it. And literally the next day, that's when I started posting on TikTok every single day. And I didn't even get that much traction until like a month or two, month and a half in. I had like my first viral video, which was, I think it got like 200,000, which is a lot, but it's not like that much. But like after that video blew up, I was like, oh my God, this is so awesome. I'm like validating myself. And yeah, ever since then, I just kept posting, I'd say every day.
So then in your early 20s, you're like, okay, influencing, we talked about this goals and then you finally pulled the trigger. Up until that point, what was kind of your direction? I know you said you wanted to be famous, but like, were you pursuing something until that point?
No, that was a mess.
I was just living. I wake up, I eat, I just do whatever.
No, I literally. So I went to community college, and I'm not gonna lie, I was really, really depressed at that time. I was in a super toxic relationship. I applied to like 4-year universities, and I got in nowhere. And I just thought that was kind of insane because, okay, my GPA wasn't that good, but it was over like a 4.0.
Mm.
But I did fail a lot of my AP tests, so I feel like that's what happened.
What was your major that you're trying to get into? Or field?
Business.
Okay, business. Gotcha.
Yeah. And so I actually started a business. I owned a boba shop
Oh, that's cool.
in Convoy
Yeah.
for like a year. And then things didn't really work out. I realized that a brick and mortar was not for me.
What about
Like-
it is not for you? I've never owned a business.
Yeah,
So I don't
right?
know. I'm curious.
So I didn't realize, obviously owning a business, like there's work that comes along.
What? That's crazy. Hot take here.
Really hot take.
I have to do work for this business?
But I didn't realize
Yeah.
how much work was actually there. Like all the permits, working with business partners, having like different opinions on things. That was the biggest thing. And like working with contractors or taking exams to get like approved to sell things. And yeah, it was too much.
So would you say you're entrepreneurial? I know you do content creation, but like, would you say like you want to be a business owner?
I did.
Oh, you did.
And I realized I don't.
Oh, okay. So it was like a
But-
turning point.
Yeah, but influencing is nice because you can monetize off of that. But it's not, I'm not going to lie, it's not the hardest thing. It's not, I have a great respect for people that like run, not that this is not an actual business, but like people that run physical brick and mortar businesses. Like
Right.
I have so much respect for that. I think the online business is for me.
Right, yeah. A little more streamlined and simple.
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
that. Did you have any major influences growing up that kind of shaped you to like who you are today?
I mean, man. Okay. I don't know if I'm allowed to say his name, but Ryan Higa. I don't want to say his YouTube name.
Oh, right. Okay,
Yeah.
Ryan. Well, Ryan. People know who Ryan
But
is.
I would say Ryan Higa was a huge creator for me that I look up to. He is still so funny. Like, and he was also the most consistent. I don't know if you remember, but he also did like a YouTube content creator game show. Do you remember
Oh,
that?
I don't remember.
He was a judge on that.
Oh, okay.
And he
Wait, I think I do remember it. That was
Yeah,
a while
right?
ago. Yeah, yeah.
it was a long time. Like
Mm.
it was in the midst of his fame, I'd say.
Mm.
And like just watching those smaller creators create on a consistent basis and watching that as a young kid, I was just like, I could do that.
That's like a role model. Like,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I would say. And he's just so funny.
He is. He's hilarious.
Sometimes I still go back to that green ball video.
Yeah, the original one.
What is it? The big green ball?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't he
yeah.
remake that video like recently?
Oh my
Not recently, but
God.
like an updated one. I feel like I
I'm
saw.
a fake fan. I don't
No, I mean
know.
this was also a while ago, but I remember him like I thought that was like one of his first like big videos, the
Oh,
green
yeah.
ball one. But I swear he made like an updated kind of
I need
parody
to
of
watch
it.
that. I need to watch
unless
that.
I'm just like Mandela affecting myself, but I swear he did.
Honestly, he's smart if he did.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. No, but like, yeah, respect you. I think similar. Like, his humor is really hilarious. Like, very, I don't know, ADHD, but also he's just very fun. Like all his
My
puns
type.
and stuff. Yeah. No, I mean, same. I think my girlfriend and I have similar humor as him too. I think this is where we got it from. Anyone else that kind of, I don't know, influenced you to where you are today?
Honestly, where I am today, I keep talking about him, but my boyfriend, I'd say he's the biggest like motivator. Like he is the one that I can always go to when I'm lost and I need to take a break or I need help brainstorming content, or he's definitely like my safe space where I know no matter what choices or what choice I take, I have a safe spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like you can't underscore the importance of having your safe space or supporters, especially in a field like
Yeah.
this, that really help the person move forward in whatever field you're in.
Yeah.
If you're curious about this Hazy guy, listen to episode 33 and 39. He will be featured on both of them.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So next topic, or I guess we're continuing, is kind of like breaking into the influencer field. So my first question is, how does one approach being a content creator and an influencer from your perspective?
I think you need to experiment a lot. Luckily with me, it was easy because I'm kind of like a lifestyle comedic creator. So I was able to incorporate just my life. Like it was so easy to just be like, okay, I'm getting ready. I'll just put my camera down and I'll say something funny. Like I think, especially now, people want authenticity, which is really hard to find. And yeah, just being yourself, I feel like is the easiest. And if something's not working, try something else. Yeah.
How do you approach? Okay, so you said comedy, right? And I've seen your video. Another one I thought of was the, I have the day off from work or something. And you're just like in your
we got
bed.
a fan right here.
No, I do my research, but they're also hilarious videos. But like you're just kind of vibing in your room, and then you're just like, so is this
I'm
what it's
having a
like?
good time.
Yeah. It's so funny. So how do you approach like I guess comedy? Because again, my girlfriend and I we do comedy content, but like how do you approach it? Because it's from people who want to be funny. How do you just like create that sort of content? Like I don't know. I'm just hilarious.
No, I literally can't help you there.
Yeah.
I feel like
Is there like an approach that okay, it's like you're doing lifestyle, you're just
Yeah.
getting ready or whatever. Like how does the ideas come to you?
my God. I feel like if you think you're funny, you should post that. Like no matter what, I feel like no matter what, someone is gonna find you funny. Someone. Because I get hate. Like people think my voice is fake or I'm annoying or I'm trying to be like a little girl or I don't know. I get those comments, but there's also the 99% that think I'm so funny, can laugh with me or make videos that are inspired by me. And it's just like, if you think you're funny, you should post it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. I think the more like visibility that you get, you will just naturally get those haters and those comments and stuff like that. But at the same time, you also get a lot of supporters. And that's one of those
Exactly.
things that you don't really see until you
Yeah.
get to that point.
And I think on Instagram especially, it's kind of easier to not see those comments. Or no. TikTok. Sorry. TikTok is pretty good at like filtering
Oh,
out
I see.
all the bad. But I'm not going to lie. I did find a whole Reddit thread on me.
Oh my God.
That's very negative.
That's how you know you made it.
No, that's what I had to tell myself. I freaking made it. I have a whole hate Reddit thread.
How poppin' is this Reddit thread? Like how?
No, it's popping.
Really?
It's popping. No, so it's funny. So I found this Reddit thread while I was on live. And I was crying a lot. The initial shock of it.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, people hate me this much.
Yeah.
But then I just let it sink in for like 20 minutes. I was like, dang. I made it.
I made it.
Yeah, literally.
Okay, so safe. Are you like you're kind of over it?
Oh, I'm over it.
Okay, so I just don't want to like poke a wound, but like so
No, go ahead.
what were the things in this thread?
A lot of it was like I talk like a baby.
Okay, they're just kind of
Talk like a little girl. I have no upper lip. I'm not gonna lie, that one hit because that's been a really big insecurity of mine.
Yeah.
And I've told myself ever since I was like, I don't know, like middle schoolish, I was like, I'm gonna get lip filler. I'm gonna get lip filler. But
yeah.
I get the good comments that say I'm beautiful. And it's fine. It's fine.
Have you ever thought about doing content on those hater comments?
You know what?
You know what I mean?
I'm
like,
gonna take that.
like a
and I'm
parody.
gonna do that.
Yeah, like a parody or something. It's like
Oh my God.
I think
You're a
that
genius content creator. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that.
because we've done that before too. Like they'll say something
What?
and we kind of just lean into it, and then it's funny because it's obviously satirical, right? But then our fans like it, so they're like, "Oh, that's so funny,"
good.
and then it's just like f you to the haters.
Oh my God, that's my next video.
You should do
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
credit you.
brainstorming. Yeah.
Wait, that's so good.
Okay, so I guess on that topic, I know we talked about haters, but hardest parts or challenges that you didn't know about content creation until now.
I think we touched on it a little bit earlier, but personally for me, it's consistency. And I think that's everyone with everything. And like that can be put into any hobby or passion that people want to do. Same thing with content creation. It's so hard to be consistent. And But also, it's not that hard. Especially when it comes to short form. It's like, so what I would do is I would wake up every morning around like 7. That's just the time my body would naturally wake up. And I'll be like, okay, I'm making a video. I'm going to make a video and I'll post it immediately right after. And I won't check my phone the whole day because I don't want to let the numbers get to me. Because at points, the numbers do get to me. Like, I'm like, dang, like this one got like 40K and then this one gets a freaking million. Like, what was the difference there? Like, I don't. And so, sorry, I'm losing my train.
Yeah, no worries. Like, hardest parts. And you said consistency. My question was, how do you think people can overcome that inconsistency challenge, I guess? Or what has worked for you? And you just mentioned posting early just to kind of get it over with.
Yeah.
But anything else you think helps with consistency?
So I actually have great advice from one of my cousins who's a content creator. And she would take breaks. And that's what I'm doing right now. I don't know how long this break is going to be. I hope it's over soon. But while I'm on this break, I'm like building enough or compiling enough content so that when I get back into it, it's kind of like pre-made.
Right.
And so I know that you kind of do that.
Yeah,
also, yeah. Just in case
sustainability.
something happens, like for instance, like I'll get sick or I don't know, something like that, and I won't be able to make content that day. So I don't have content to post that day. And so I'm kind of learning the hard way, and I'm taking this week or 2 long break, not posting because I need to compile those videos.
So you are creating
ready
right
to
now,
go.
but you're not posting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
What do you have any tips or advice for someone starting out? Like, and also what kind or type of content do you think that people should produce?
I would say don't let the numbers get to you. I think that's why I got so much success in the beginning, because I didn't care about the numbers. I just posted the video. I thought that is really funny, and I don't care if people see it or not. And then I feel like the numbers just come to you, especially if you're being authentic. I think it doesn't really matter what you post. Like, people will come to love who you are.
Right.
Yeah.
So I know we're talking about authenticity, but how do you think people should find like their niche of what type of content to post? Because I know that's a big thing in the content creation space.
Yeah. That's something I'm working on right now too, is trying to figure out where I can serialize my brand, because I'm kind of up in the air too. Like, all my videos are so different. Like the one we just showed, like that was just on a random morning or Tuesday morning, and I'm dying. And then I'll have other videos where it's very like thought out, and I'm making a matcha or I'm in my bed talking. Like, I think I'm also experimenting and trying to figure that out too. But I think as long as your personality shines through, people won't care.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Plus, like, the worst case scenario is no one sees it, but the best case scenario is like, too many people see it. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like whatever.
Exactly.
What do you think is something people get wrong about content creation, if anything that comes to mind?
Oh my gosh. So just recently, I went to my first influencer event, where I met like people that were bigger than me, like millions of followers, and then I also met people that were way smaller than me, like or the numbers don't matter.
Right.
But I feel like there's this thing about influencers that we care about followers and whoever we talk to, and we're very like pompous and standoffish. But everyone that I've talked to at that event were so transparent about like their management, or how do they get their numbers, or their streaming schedule, or how they came to be. Because I met people on all different levels. Like, there are people that are doing this full time and getting paid and like live in New York skyrise apartments, and then there's people that are just doing it part time and just doing it for fun. And I think the influencing world is really expanding, and people are actually really welcoming.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's tends to be true. I mean, obviously, you'll get your toxic people anywhere.
Oh yeah.
But it's
Oh yeah.
like to your point, you'd be surprised at how nice people actually are and how genuine they are,
Yeah.
and not just kind of stereotyping.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, the influencer event had a lot of Asians.
Mm.
So I felt more comfortable
Yeah,
to
yeah.
talk to everybody.
What event was
But
it? I'm
yeah.
just curious.
It was the Nami Matcha pop-up. She's a YouTuber,
Okay.
but she's huge. I love her.
Where was the? Where
It was in
it?
LA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It was
cool.
really, really fun. I drank a lot of matcha.
As you should.
Yeah. And then we did a yoga Pilates thing right
Oh,
before.
your specialty.
Exactly. No, I'm not gonna lie. I was right in the center, and people were like, "Oh, damn, she's doing like, yeah. I can do
Is she
it."
gonna throw up? Is she gonna cry?
No, I almost did
Oh my
because we
God.
drank so much matcha. Oh God.
Why is your throat green?
It was the good matcha.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I guess on that topic, do you have any fun, interesting, or unique stories on your content creation journey? Something that
I
stands
guess-
out that was like, oh, that was fun. That was a good memory.
I mean, I would say it's that Nami pop-up. Like, that was so surreal for me. Like people who were bigger than me and I've been watching for years went to me and said that they're huge fans of me. Like, that was so insane.
Oh.
Like, I'm so used to being the fan
Yeah.
to like the celebrity, and the fact that people like, not that I'm a celebrity, but that people know who I am and
Recognize
like
you. Yeah.
and have like a social or a parasocial relationship with me, and like they know who I am. Like, that is so insane to me. Like, I'm like, what? Guys, I'm a normal person.
Yeah. Not only the fact that, right, like when you have videos that go viral, you're like,
Yeah.
literally millions of people know what my face looks
No,
like.
it's so insane.
And on top of that, it's like, wait, these other famous people know who I look like and who I am.
Exactly.
Isn't that like insane?
Exactly. Yes.
Um,
It's surreal.
yeah. If you could redo something on your content creation journey, so you go back to that first day, is there anything that you would do differently, just knowing what you know now?
Something that I would do differently is I wish I posted on every single platform
Oh, I see.
from the beginning. Because I just recently started posting on Instagram, and I've been gaining a lot of traction on there. If I just started from the beginning on every single platform, I could have. I mean, I'm very thankful
Of course.
for the numbers and the people that I have now. But if I just did it from the get-go, like, I could have been way bigger. But it's meant to happen.
Yeah,
so-
of course. You learn like lessons along the way.
Yeah.
It's funny because so like going back to, I don't want to make it about me, but like, so with our accounts, right? Like we started TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube and Facebook, I guess. But it's so interesting how we have different audiences on different platforms, which I
Yeah.
guess makes sense. But like, for example, our Facebook videos, if they go viral, it's like obviously like an olderish crowd and different
Yeah.
makeup, like demographic. And then Instagram's obviously different.
Mhm.
TikTok is obviously like youngerish, I guess, if you stereotype it. And then YouTube, it's obviously different. So like the comments and
Yeah.
the people and the engagement we see, is so
The
different.
comments.
Right, yeah, because it's like it's not always the same type of comments on each like
Yes.
platform, but it was interesting to see like how the platforms are so different.
Yeah. No, me and Halsey, we just had a meeting actually, and we should have been posting on Facebook from the beginning. Like, I didn't realize. I know like 3 billion people are on that
I
app
know people
every
are
single
here,
day.
but it's kind of a
Like-
dinosaur. And
yeah.
I get it.
I'm not gonna lie. I opened the app and I'm like, I don't know how to use
Yeah.
this. I feel like an older person on
Yeah.
Instagram or something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, I feel it.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's switch topics to mental well-being and healthy relationships. I know this is one of the topics that you mentioned you want to talk about. So, my first question is, how is one's mental health or well-being connected to the life of a content creator?
It's very interconnected, especially if you're a lifestyle influencer, which I say I would be. It's hard for me to also be a comedic one too when I'm going through something, and that's why I'm taking this break. And I know that my community wants to see this side of me too, like not only the good but the bad. But it's hard because I want to make them laugh. But that is something I need personally. I would like to show as a lifestyle content creator are the lows as well as the highs. And because the people I follow, I feel like when I see them going through something, I feel more connected to them too. like they can be funny and make me laugh, and I can see these amazing things happening for them, but it's good to kind of humanize them too, that they're also going through something and we can go through it together. So maybe I should do that.
Like more ideas.
Yeah.
This is actually a brainstorming session.
No, it's literally my brainstorming session right now.
Well, if you listen to it back, like, all right, I'm taking notes.
No,
now.
literally with my little notepad.
Yeah. What are some typical pitfalls influencers come across when dealing with their own personal well-being? I know we've been talking about this, but does anything come to mind?
Pitfalls like lows?
Yeah, I would say lows. I know you mentioned like the consistency. Sometimes it could be like with friends or family, or maybe juggling other things, or just mental health. And like you said, what you want to put out could be different depending on how you feel. But do you feel like there are any other typical pitfalls that content creators might go through? Kind of like an inside look.
Maybe like struggling to feel authentic, especially because we're in the public eye. It's like hard to differentiate, when am I being me and when am I kind of putting it on for the people. Like when I'm thinking of a video to do, it's very, very on the spot. I always try to keep it like true to me as much as I can, but it's hard because I'm like, am I also trying to cater to the people I know that are going to see this, or am I being myself? And I do notice the videos where I'm not thinking about anyone, they kind of perform better. So, yeah, I feel like that's where a lot of content creators struggle, is staying true to themselves and not letting other people's opinions get to them. Yeah.
So how do you approach it with like your online persona? So I had a guest on and we talked about this, how our social or influencer friends, sometimes they feel like they can't be themselves in public because they feel like, you know, their persona is so distinct, but they also feel like they're also really different in person, which is fair. Sometimes it's like content only shows a specific side of us. It might not necessarily be fake, but it's just not all of us. So some of those people feel like they have to hide, but at the same time too, when we approach content and they're only seeing that sort of funny persona, and that's not really all of us. Like, again, for example, my girlfriend and I, we have distinct personas that sometimes we get hate for. And it's like, you do know that's not real, right? Like, you know, that's not actually how she is. Like, she has a girlfriend persona where it's like, she's like the whiny girlfriend who forgot her wallet at home. And I'm like, oh, again? Exactly. And so she does do that sometimes, but people think she's just this annoying whiny girl. And then we're like, you know, that's just like a persona, you know what I mean? Like, it's not really her.
It gets the views though.
Exactly, but it gets the views. So it's like balancing that. But so I don't know if you had any thoughts on sort of that topic, but how do you approach that?
So it's funny because I'll meet like people that watch me online in person, and I feel like it's not fair because I feel like I'm the same. I'm not gonna lie. Like everyone that I've met in person, I've been lucky enough to create a platform where I am kind of the same person.
Yeah.
But obviously there's other sides to me, but I think it's the same thing. Like if you're in a room with professionals, like you have to be a certain way, or like if you're with your friends, you're gonna be a little bit more relaxed. I think it just depends on the situation, and yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because it's, you know, those that stereotype of, okay, someone is this way in a workspace, this way with their family, this way with their friends. They're not necessarily lying, or like it's not a facade.
Exactly.
It's real, but it's just one side of it in a certain environment.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why when people say I'm a character, like I could see how you're thinking that, but it's just like my silly side.
Like if you think that's all I am, it's definitely a character.
Yeah.
But it's definitely part of me.
Exactly.
I like that.
We're whole people, you
We're
guys.
whole people, yeah. Not just the funny viral videos.
Exactly.
Do you have any strategies or lessons you learned along the way that help you sort of manage, I guess, in the realm of your mental well-being or healthy relationships or anything like that? But are there any strategies that you've learned?
Like as an influencer?
As an influencer, maybe as a person.
I feel like building a community with you. Like, for instance, like my boyfriend has kind of become my brainstorm expert, my manager, my everything. And it's just kind of helpful when you have a team, like building a team. And also like I Twitch stream too. And so I have mods who kind of help me manage everything going on because I don't really know how Twitch works.
You're like, I'm just
But I'm
trying
a
to
Twitch
live it.
streamer.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like when you build a community around you that is supportive and helpful, it makes the whole process a lot easier. And oh, and my sister too, like she's been a huge help like editing for me and helping me come with new ideas too, like and also when I'm going through a lot of like mental blocks or I need a break from content creating, like she's also been a lot of help too.
Mm,
So definitely like the people who you surround yourself with.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
So what about this is kind of a shift, but also the same. So you mentioned healthy relationships. So maybe this isn't necessarily as a content creator, but maybe as a person. Do you have any thoughts on that topic on how to? I think we all want healthy relationships. We don't want
Yes.
toxic relationships, but I guess maybe we can start off like, what has your journey been with like building healthy relationships?
Yeah. So, oh my God. I feel like I've grown up in really, I hate to say it, in a really like toxic environment. And also at a really young age, like when I was 16, I was like in a really toxic relationship. And it really affected my self dialogue. Like I would talk so down on myself, and the people around me like would just make it worse. And I feel like keep talking about this man, my boyfriend,
Yeah.
like did a complete 180 on the way I treat myself and the people around me, and I have to owe it to him, being being secure in himself and being what is it called, the attachment styles or
Oh,
whatever.
like avoidance or like
Exactly.
anxious. Yeah.
I'm anxious. I'm very anxious. But luckily my partner is super secure and he's taught me like so many methods and ways where um um I can treat not only him with even more respect and love, but also like the people around me and especially myself. Like something that they don't tell you about changing from a super toxic relationship to a really secure one is now you're not fighting with the other person. Now you're fighting with yourself and you're trying to figure out how can I be a good person not only for myself but now this other person, because now this person is respecting me and I need to respect them. Like I can't just yell at my partner like the way I used to be. Like it's reteaching yourself how to be a good partner. Oh my God, what was the question again?
No. I mean, you
Where
hit
we're going.
yeah, we can keep going. Were there any specific like strategies or mental scripts or I guess guiding philosophies that help you to manage those relationships in a healthier way?
I would say while I'm being in this really, really healthy relationship, it's spending a lot of time with myself and being able to self-reflect on like or being more conscious of my words and my actions, for my partner, the people around me. Like I notice that the way I talk to my sisters a lot has changed, and even my parents too. Like I kind of have to go back and reflect on their perspective also. It's not just about me and how I feel in this moment. It's also their background and how their attachment styles are, and I need to respect that and also teach them at the same time like how we can treat each other with more respect.
I see. So, like, I'm assuming that, well, I think it kind of reminds me of Hazi's episode and something else, but it was that idea of approaching it like you're on the same team and you're trying to start off with like, okay, here we have a conflict, obviously, but if you set the foundation of we're trying to resolve this thing together, and with partnerships and like romantic relationships,
Yeah.
then you kind of get a better outcome because it's like, oh, we're not starting as adversaries. We're
Yeah.
starting as like partners or same teammates. And I think that's kind of hard too because it forces us to have to stop, listen, and empathize first
Mhm.
before we kind of throw our agenda over the fence, but it's more of like,
Exactly.
okay, let me hear you out, and also this is what we're trying to do. But that's really hard
Yeah.
though.
No, it's so crazy that you say that because when I heard that for the first time, like when he said like we're on the same team, I was just like, wait, what? I didn't realize we could be partners and on the same team. I don't know why. Like
Yeah.
I never did that before. So I'm learning.
Do you have any advice for people who are trying to either get out of toxic relationships or build a healthy one? Family, friends, romantic or otherwise, that you feel like would help people?
I feel like mine is kind of unhinged, but
Go
you're
for
in a
it.
bad relationship. Why don't just break up?
Is that
Don't
unhinged?
stay.
Is that unhinged?
No, literally, I always think back like it's not unhinged, huh? It's not.
I feel like that's healthy. You know what I mean?
No.
How do you know when to leave and when to stay? Maybe that's it.
Oh,
Also, it
God.
may be a big question, but for some people it's subjective, right? Like, oh, I think I can fix him, I can fix her, right?
I'll have
Or like what at what point is it like it's a clear line in the sand, deal breaker of it's toxic, or if it's like both people are trying to work through it and they have their own baggage or trauma and they're all trying to work on it together. Are there any, in your opinion, characteristics of okay, this is worth continuing or this is worth cutting off?
Oh
Or
God.
any of
This
those?
is just taking me back.
we want to learn from you, but if you want to
Yeah.
pass, we can pass.
No, let's talk about it. I'm very passionate about this. I just feel like yes, you should grow with your partner. I feel like when it's really taking away from your peace, it's not your job to fix them.
Mm.
Like, I don't know, especially if you're younger.
Mm.
It's like we're both growing. How do I know what's right for you? And how do you know what's right for me? Like we're both so young, it doesn't make sense. It's like we're two like blind people trying to cross the street. I don't know. Like there was like I feel like my advice is I was gonna say when you see the first red flag, you need to run.
Okay, now
You need to
easy
go.
question. What are some easy red flags? Just to throw it out there. That you think maybe people don't see.
So my experience with my first relationship, I feel like was really extreme. Like I experienced a lot of like emotional, physical, verbal abuse. And I should have known that like from the beginning that was a red flag. But in my head, I was like so swarmed up in love or what I thought was love that I stayed. And I think it's hard for a person in the relationship to see that. But I do think when there's people around you that you're confiding in and they're telling you this isn't good for you, I think that's when you need to listen. And that's when you need to actually act on it. It's harder or it's easier said than done for sure. But I feel like when you hear your community telling you this isn't good for you, because they know you the best, you should.
Yeah.
You should go.
I think that's good advice because you're saying from the inside, it is very hard to take yourself out of it and make the right decision.
Yeah.
But at the very least, you can listen to the people around you who care about you, who can see it and be like,
Yeah.
kind of listen to them a little bit
Yeah.
and help. It might help you make that decision a little more easier.
Mhm.
So I think that's good advice.
Yeah. That's something I didn't do. So.
Yeah. I mean, you live and you learn, right? I think we all have to
Yeah.
make mistakes the hard way sometimes. And like you said, when
Yeah.
we're young, we can't avoid it because we're all just the blind leading the blind trying to figure it
Yeah.
out. So unless you guys are just born amazing at relationships,
Mhm.
it's kind of hard to navigate that.
Oh yeah.
Anything else on either identifying toxicity, getting out of that, or advice you would give for finding and cultivating healthy relationships? If not, we
Something
covered a
mean.
lot. Oh, go for
The
it.
first thing is always bad. Just leave him.
Just leave. Hey, I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Maybe you guys are both meant to be apart. You know, at least you
I don't know.
I don't even think that's a hot take. I feel like that's just if it's
Okay,
bad,
good.
say it.
Phew, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. Okay, ready for rapid fire questions?
Oh yeah.
This is the fun
Also,
part.
I was like looking over. I feel like they're not so rapid for me. Like, I
Oh
feel
well,
like they're a little...
we'll see. We'll see. You have a solid like 10, 15 minutes.
Okay, perfect.
First one, billboard question. If you could put up a sign for millions of people to see, what would it say?
Don't care about the numbers.
There you go.
Keep going.
What is one of the hardest challenges you faced and what did you learn from it?
I want to go back to what I was talking about before. It was when um, I was put into this really beautiful, healthy relationship, and um, I had to come to terms with myself and how I react to things by myself, even though I have like such an amazing partner. I feel like spending time by yourself and realizing like who you are is the best way that you can be your true self.
It's the internal work that's like the
Oh,
most
yeah.
important.
Oh, yeah.
All right, next one. Self-inflicted wound. Do you have a story about something that's gone wrong in your life that's your own fault and you can't blame anyone else?
I would say that toxic relationship. Like I had so many opportunities to leave, and I will say I was young, so I made mistakes. But um did you ask if I could do it differently?
I mean, that's the next question, but this
Oh.
was like if if you can't blame anyone, so what would you redo? But
I would have left.
yeah. definitely. Okay, well, that was the next question. But if you could give your younger self advice, that's nothing that we've already talked about.
I would say focus on yourself. I especially if you're younger, that's like my biggest mistake is I I prioritized too many people over anything that I wanted to do or anything I wanted to accomplish. I wish I just poured the most into myself more than anyone else, because I could have been like a whole person earlier. I feel like I'm more of a whole person now, but yeah.
Okay. In the last few years, what new belief, behavior, or habit has improved your life?
I would say my self dialogue. I feel like being my biggest hype man, um, taking care of myself. I would take care of myself, but in a very like what is it, surface level way. I think that what we keep talking about, my internal work has definitely helped me um, grow as a person and only thrive.
I like that. How do you define success?
I feel like everyone's success is really dependent on whatever they want to do. I feel like if you're pursuing whatever you want to do whenever you want, I feel like that's success.
Nice. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you be doing right now? And if you knew you would absolutely fail, what would you do anyway?
I would be a YouTuber right now. I don't know what it is. Like YouTube feels so hard. I'm just so used to short
form.
form content because it's so easy. Like I don't know what this hurdle is. Like YouTube and long form content has been such a struggle for me.
What do you like about YouTube and long form? Like what draws you to it?
Well, number one, just growing up on YouTube,
I
like
see.
watching like these amazing creators, like
Being a part of that thing that
yeah. And also, I'm not gonna lie, like the possible stability of it,
like from a
monetarily.
business like financial perspective.
Yeah, I feel like that. Like I feel like that's when I'll feel like a real influencer per se is when I start doing that. I'm gonna work on that.
I like it. If you knew you would absolutely fail, what would you do anyways?
Absolutely fail. I kind of took that question a little differently. I thought like, okay, if I was gonna die, what would I do then?
Sure.
I'd probably be traveling the world so much right now. I'd probably be all over, just probably doing content just so I could like feed myself and probably living that nomad life. Yeah.
Okay, that works. Is what's something that you've been pondering frequently or deeply, or what is a favorite hot take you have?
Oh my God. Can I do both?
Sure.
Well, as I mentioned, I'm like on a break right now, and so I'm just trying to recollect like my thoughts and how I'm gonna move forward, especially because I'm planning to post on all content and also trying to get a very strict Twitch schedule and trying to pursue like content creation as a whole. Because right now I'm working part time, and then on top of that, trying to like make content creation a thing. And so I'm really trying to um, basically manage myself right now.
Mm,
It's
yeah,
really hard. Yeah.
makes sense. Do you have a hot take? Favorite hot take?
Oh my God, I had a good one.
Something that the way I phrase it is something that you feel like is true, but maybe not mainstream people or most people would agree with. But you're like, but I think it's true though.
I think that you need to be more selfish. I think everyone
Leave
needs to be
him.
more selfish.
Leave him.
And that too. I didn't want to say it again. I didn't want to say it again,
I
but
can feel it. I'm like, she wants to say it.
I
I'll
wanted to
say
say
it.
that.
I
I'm
will
like,
say it.
I already said that.
Be selfish and leave him.
Exactly. I feel like it's okay, I'm not gonna lie, especially as a woman.
Yeah.
I think we need to be selfish.
Mm. I mean, I think people just need to take care of themselves more. Like prioritize
That's
themselves.
a better way to say it.
Yeah.
Prioritize yourself. I should have
Prioritize
said that.
That's a nicer way of saying it.
Yeah.
You said the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on a like a more philosophical level, I think people don't realize this, but we are the CEOs of our own life. No one's gonna
So
tell
true.
us what to do. We're not clocking into someone. Like we have to control how our life goes. So
Oh,
in that
yeah.
sense, it's like if you don't prioritize yourself, who's gonna prioritize you?
Exactly.
Nobody.
Exactly. See, that's where I'm struggling. I need to learn how to like manage
Mm,
and like even like scheduling an appointment for me is so hard. I
mm.
don't know why.
Sometimes it's not our strengths, right?
Yeah.
It's like I think that's why people who are creators and artists have teams because
Uh,
let's say we're more right brain and we need a team that's more
mhm.
left brain or vice versa.
Oh my God,
You
that
know what I
makes so
mean?
much sense.
Yeah. So
Yeah. I never thought about it like that. That's so true.
yeah, it's like I talk about this on the podcast, but it's like company. There's like the CEO and like the COO or whatever. But
Mhm.
typically, there's a number one and number two. The number one archetype is like the creative visionary,
Yeah.
and the number two is more of the grounded,
Mhm.
structured spreadsheets type person.
Mhm.
And you need both to work. Obviously, if you're a one man company, you need to do both. But like, it's not always our strengths for one or two, right? It's
Yeah.
usually one or the other. And so partnering up is usually a better option, or you could
Oh,
learn
yeah.
both skills.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
So I believe that.
Are
It's
you
it's hard.
both?
I'm not.
Oh.
I'm very number two.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm very more structured, but like
good.
but to take initiative on anything, especially content creation, you do need to bring out the number one in yourself.
I
Like the
know.
vision, creativity stuff.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. What is one of the best or most worthwhile investments you've ever made in either time, money, energy, or etc.?
I would say so I work part-time now, but I quit my job in January. That's when I made that dancing video like the week after I quit.
Oh,
I quit my
nice.
job after I took a week break.
Yeah.
And
Dang, that's a crazy lore drop right there.
yeah,
I did quit after that.
I did quit.
I
'cause
enjoyed my time
Did
off
you
so
see
much.
how happy I was in that video? I
You were
had to
pretty
quit.
happy.
Yeah.
Why would I stop this happening?
Exactly. And so so I quit because I knew that content creation is something that I wanted to pursue. And I think that was like literally the best thing that's ever happened to me, because that's when all of a sudden like all of these opportunities started to like come to fruition. I don't know why or how, but I'm pretty sure because I quit, I like made way for like more opportunity to come. I also like was able to express myself more creatively. I just giving myself that time. And I did pick up a part-time job now, and I'm I think that's why I'm losing it. Because I got a job again.
Oh, I see.
I'm pretty sure that's
You're like out of the vibe now because you're
No,
also
exactly.
part of-
It's a
Oh, I see, I
vibe.
see.
No, I'm definitely not a CEO.
Oh.
Or I'm the CEO.
You're the
I'm
CEO.
just I need the time to like perfect the craft, and my part-time job is getting in the
I
way.
feel it. I
Yeah.
resonate with that. I feel like I agree because I think something like quitting your job is an
Mhm.
intention you put out in the universe, and the universe responds to our
Yes.
intentions that we put out. And so it's like sometimes we do need to take that leap of faith or make a decision that you can't turn back on because
Yeah.
that shift changes your energy
Exactly.
and frequency.
You know, it's so funny. I always hear that. Like, I always hear that, like, on a random podcast clip or
Mhm.
something. But it's so funny that it's so true.
Right, yeah.
Like, it's true.
when you do it and you experience it, you're like, oh, this wasn't just woo-woo. It actually
Yeah.
is a real thing.
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
completely agree.
Okay. Favorite recent purchase in the $50 to $100 range that has impacted your life the most in the last 6 months. So some recent cheap purchase.
That's cheap, 50 to 100.
I guess the range doesn't matter. The spirit of the question is like something that
Cheap?
someone can easily buy, but you're like, wow, this little thing has made an impact.
I was like, damn, I spent $500 today on clothes.
Oh.
I'm like, I'm trying to think of something. Oh, I would say I've been investing a little bit more into my groceries. I've gotten a little bit more healthier options, and I think that has actually definitely helped my well-being. But also not good because now when I go to fast food and I want something quick, it hurts my stomach.
Oh, I feel
so
that.
it's
Yeah.
kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah.
But I do feel a lot better because I've paid more attention to what I put into my body.
Do you have any examples of things that you've been buying that you haven't before?
I've been drinking a lot of bone broth lately
Oh,
in the
what kind of
morning.
bone broth?
Just the one
Beef?
from Costco.
Beef, chicken?
Yeah,
or-
chicken.
Oh, chicken.
Tastes really good.
Mm.
Supposedly, it's supposed to help your sweet tooth throughout the day because your body doesn't crave sweets as much when you start your day off with something savory. But I don't know about that.
Yeah,
Because
you're
I
like,
still
I don't know.
eat. I still eat some sweets at the end of the night.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
That's a good pro tip. Maybe you
Yeah.
guys should experiment and try it out.
Yeah,
Let us
it's good
know.
for your digestion, you
Yeah.
guys.
It's funny because like for the first 3 weeks in May, I was sick and I was drinking a lot of bone broth and
Did you do your
chicken broth.
podcast still?
No, I had a break because I had my
Oh.
schedule already.
Good,
So I
you
was
got
like
that content ready
checked out.
to
Yeah,
go.
I was preparing for this contingency. But so yeah, I was drinking bone broth in the mornings just because I needed to rehydrate and stuff like that. But I did notice that I did feel not I don't want to say full, but I didn't have as much sweet cravings throughout the day.
Oh.
And so because I normally start off with something sweet for breakfast, like overnight oats, but this time I was starting with something savory, and I was like, wait, I am not craving sweets as much. So
Hey,
maybe it does
see?
work. I don't know.
I wasn't lying.
Just one,
See?
yeah, like one data point. Okay, last one. Favorite books, movies, videos, articles that you share or recommend the most, like any media.
Books, movies.
It could be any like media that you consume. They're like, you should definitely consume this media.
Okay, I'm a comedic one, so I'm gonna give you guys something funny. I don't know if you've heard. She's she's been doing content for a long time. But have you heard of Vanilla Mace?
Mm-mm.
She's the funniest woman on this planet Earth. You
What
guys
is
need
she-
to watch her.
What is she like?
She's a Twitch streamer,
Okay.
and she's like a lifestyle content creator on YouTube.
Oh, okay. So it's like what you want to do.
Exactly. That's why I recommend her. No, she's so funny. She's gonna make you guys pee your pants.
Nice. What was her name again? Just from my-
Vanilla Mace, you guys.
How do you spell mace?
MACE.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll link
Just
it.
Vanilla Mace.
Nice.
Oh, you will?
Yeah, no, I'll.
Maybe she'll see it.
Well, I don't know if she'll see it, but whatever we talk about, I try to link, and so people
Oh,
if they want to
nice.
see what like
Oh,
those
that's so
things. are talking
thoughtful.
about. Anything else? Any other media recs?
No, just thank you. This is so awesome. I finally feel comfortable at
Nice.
the last minute.
There you go. So if we do part 2, then you'll be like, all right, this.
Oh,
is easy.
perfect. Okay,
Nice.
good.
Cool. That's it for rapid fire questions. So we'll go into ending questions. So Vanessa, gratitude. Shout out to my mom. What are you grateful for?
Aw. I'm grateful for my family, my boyfriend, and the opportunity to come here today. I was so excited, half nervous, but now I'm chill. So
Yeah, no, you did it. That's great. Super fun. Do you have any final ask from the audience or final takeaways you'd like them to have from this conversation?
if you want to start content creating, just do it. Just do it.
Just do it and leave him.
And leave them. Don't forget that. Please.
If you feel like this message resonates with you, you should probably leave him. But if it doesn't apply to you, then just, just for fun.
You know what? Everybody just listen up.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So where can we find you if people want to check out what you're up to or, connect with you?
Okay. I'm trying to get a more stricter Twitch stream schedule, so you guys can see me live on Twitch. I'm on TikTok mainly, Instagram, and hopefully YouTube.
There you go. Manifest it. Put it out in the universe.
Yes.
Nice. Well, Vanessa, thank you so much for being here. I really
Thank you so
appreciate it. Hope you
much.
enjoyed it as much as I did. And I'm sure the audience would have learned a lot and, really enjoyed the vibes you have, and they'll check
Oh, yeah.
you out.
Oh yeah, I love the vibes here.
Yeah. So
Thank you so much.
of course. So I'll do my final sign off. So thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, follow. Leave Vanessa some love in the comments wherever you're watching
No
this.
hate, please.
Yeah, no, go to the Reddit thread if you want to leave hate. It's
Fine. Or go defend me on there.
Yeah, or that, or give her ideas for new content because
Please,
she's
I
open
need
to that.
it.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for being here. Reminder to always be kind to other people, especially yourself, and remember that you can always learn something from someone if you take the time to listen. So thanks for listening.
Thank you.